डंडौत बंधन अनकबार सर्वकला समरथ डोलन तेरा खो प्रभु नानक देकर हाथ तेरे जोर मैं गूंगा कहता हूँ तेरा सदका तेरी शरण ਧੰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ We're blessed again gathered together so we can reflect on the teachings of Akal Purkh Vaheguru that will allow us to break free from the 8.4 million birth and death life cycle, joining back with the Vaheguru so we can become one with the Almighty Lord. Today in this video we're celebrating the coming of one of the Bhagats whose Bani is contained in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. There are 15 Bhagats whose Bani has been blessed and has been contained by Sahib Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Today we're celebrating the coming of Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji. Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji is one of those 15 Bhagats who has been blessed by Akal Purkh Vaheguru. But we should also, when reflecting on the Bani of the Bhagats, never question their Bani, because Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji gave that blessing themselves. This Bhagat Bani, over many years, sometimes we Sikhs have even questioned why Guru Sahib Ji didn't complete Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji with only their own Bani. These Bhagats came from many different backgrounds, and Guru Sahib Ji was showing us all that everybody who reaches one Vaheguru are all on the same. Humanity is all on the same. And anybody from any background, from any caste, colour, creed or any gender can reach Akal Purkh Vaheguru. We all have equal rights and equal blessings, and through our time in different life forms as we've come through, we've had those opportunities to go closer to Vaheguru, and in this human form we've got the opportunity to become one. And this Bhagatandi Bani shows a lot of devotional worship. So it shows us how to worship with true devotion, with true love. And the Sakhiya that come with these Bhagats, Banis, show us how anybody can reach Akal Purkh Vaheguru. We know Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji came from a background which in those days in India was known as a lowly caste. In their own Bani, over and over they recite what their background was. For example, Prem Bhagat Ke Karane Kaho Ravidas Chamar. And they say that many times over and over to say that I am known from a low caste. Even though we as Guru Sikhs, we as the Guru Khalsa, we don't believe in any high or low. We are all on this path as Guru Sikhs, or the Guru Khalsa has blessed us, and we are a part of this Khalsa Panth. So we're all one and we're all the same. We're all equal. Like I said, no matter what background, caste, colour, creed that the world describes us as, gender, we're all one in that path. We all have equal rights in that path to become one with Akal Purkh Vaheguru. So Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji was a leather worker, and in those days, and even now in India, it's shown as a low caste. However, Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji is blessed as the highest of the high, as I've just described. Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji has blessed their Bani in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So are they a part of our Guru? So we look to them for teachings on our spiritual path. One such time when the Brahmins of Banaras, the area where Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji came to this world, they showed their ego of their higher caste to Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji. Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji in Banaras would preach the true way, the way of devotional worship, and they gained many followers. And the Brahmins would have ego that these followers are following a low caste person rather than themselves. One such time, a king from Chittor, an area called Chittor, the king called Rana and his queen called Queen Chali, they visited Banaras, because Banaras is a holy place in the Hindu faith, and they visited and they did a Tirath Yatra there. So they went to visit and do a pilgrimage in that place. And this queen, she heard about the greatness of Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji, and she visited Bhagat Ravidas Ji, and she was so impressed with his teachings that she became one of his disciples, one of his followers. The king himself heard about this, and he felt, why is my queen following a low caste person, and has made a guru or a teacher, enlightener of a low caste person? The king went himself, and Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji even blessed the king. The king and the queen went back to their city of Chittor, and after some time, they invited Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji to come there because they wanted to do a great yag. That's what it was called, a great langar, as we might know it as Gursikhs. They wanted to feed everybody. And Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji was going to be the key person that they wanted to invite and feed. The Brahmins of Chittor came to hear about this, and their ego in their high caste towards Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji was that they wouldn't want to sit with them in the pangat. Pangat is like we sit in a gurdwara in lines along the floor when we eat the langar. They didn't want to sit down with them, and they even took their part of the atta and their butter because they didn't even mix their food with the food that was going to be served by Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji. They didn't want a low caste, in their mindset, a low caste person to even touch the food. So those Brahmins separated themselves. But as they looked to see where they would sit, in this pangat, in this great langar, in this great jug, where all these other Brahmins were sat and all these other people were sat being fed through the seva of this king and queen, everywhere they looked, in every second person sat the form of Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji. In other words, they saw many forms of Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji in those pangat. Every second person was Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji, and every person next to them was a Brahman, and they saw that Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji was sat across the whole of these pangats, across in every single line next to another Brahman. And that Kautak, that miracle, if you will, from the blessing of Akal Purkh Vaheguru showed that everybody is equal and everybody sits there. Now, I'm not trying to say that Bhagat Ji and this king and queen started this idea of langar, because jags, that's what they would call them. They would feed everybody in the area. But Tan Sahib Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji blessed the Gursikhs with this idea of langar, and always feed others before feeding themselves. Vand ke shakna. So Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji was seen everywhere in those lines. These Brahmins fell to the feet themselves of Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji, and the greatness of Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji was shown through the blessings of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. So it doesn't matter which background we are, which caste, colour, creed, country, nation we come from, whether we're old or young, whether we're male or female, we all have equal rights in our search, in our path to becoming one with Akal Purkh Vaheguru. And we're celebrating Bhagat Ravidas Sahib Ji today. They're coming to this earth, who has allowed us to learn how to do devotional worship, prema bhakti, and to help us understand that everybody is equal in the eyes of the Lord in terms of their path to oneness with Vaheguru. Let us hope and pray we don't discriminate against anybody, whatever background we're from, and we see and treat everybody with respect as we should do in our lives as we live Sikhi. Deho sajan sisriyan jo hova sahib sume lekha ka tehna shutiya khen khen phulanhar baksanhar baksla nanak par utar. Vaheguru ji ka khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki fateh.